Hey there, my name is Linda. Today we will be working on a Rustic Farmhouse Valentine DIY, and we'll be focusing on using product from Reneabouquets.com, so let's get started. What I've got here, these are 3 heart patterns I drew. I'll do 3 of the large, and then I end up using 3 of the small. I wasn't sure at first what I was going to use, so I drew 3 different sizes, and if you're not a good drawer, you can just download heart patterns from online, free heart printables. So we're going to work on, this is what it's going to look like when we're done. I'm going to work on one for you on the largest heart. If you are a hot gluer, I'll show you this option really quick. First thing I'm going to do is add a couple of little pins about 3 inches apart on one side. So if you're a hot gluer, you're going to take your hot glue gun, you're going to start at the top pin, go all the way around both of the little top heart, and then come around to the bottom pin, and you're going to leave that little part open. If you are a sewer, here's where I'm taking it to the sewing machine, just showing how I do this part a little bit up close for you. I have a size 10 needle. I do 10 or 11 on my machine. Tension is at 4. It's just a straight stitch. Nice and easy, and all polyester thread. My machine doesn't like cotton. Sewing it just to the pins, leaving that opening just like this, and then we're going to go ahead and stuff it. So stuff it as full as you want it. I like to kind of start with the point and then use like a little skewer stick kind of thing and stuff it way down good in that point, and then of course finish stuffing the rest. I'll just do a little bit here for you. So it's all stuffed. If you are a hot gluer, you're going to glue that opening closed, of course. If you're a sewer, we're just going to take it. I pinned it just so it's a little easier. Take it right back to your machine and sew that opening closed. Here's what we end up with. And then, so here's the 3 I'm going to use, the 3 large hearts, and here's a couple of the small ones I thought I was going to use, but I kind of just end up using them for display around the final project. So I've got these bags from my supply, and what I'm going to do is cut the strings off. Not going to use those. I'm going to show you a couple options here. Take the tag out as well, so you can decide which way you want to do it. If you want to just make it easy, fold the inside, fold those top flaps in, stuff it, and then if you're a hot gluer or a sewer, of course, you just sew that, or hot glue or sew that opening closed. I'm going to turn the bag inside out. Right? Nice and easy. If you're a hot gluer, you'll stuff it and hot glue the opening. If you're a sewer, I'm going to just kind of take it up a level here. What I'm going to do is the little things at the top, I'm going to cut those open. And I'm doing this so I can distress it a little bit later. I'm going to cut that open, and then I'm going to cut the bottom part open. And by giving me those raw edges, I can pull on the threads and stuff once I'm done sewing it all together, and of course make it look all nice and distressed. And if you're a hot gluer and you want to do this option to kind of distress your edges, of course hot glue 3 sides, leave the top open. I'm going to sew it, but you'll hot glue the 3 sides, or sew the 3 sides, of course, like I just said. I'm going to sew it here all the way around. I'm going ahead and going over the sewing that's already there because I have a little darker thread is all, instead of just white. Okay, then you'll stuff it. Okay, if you're a hot gluer, of course, hot glue that closed. Sewer, let's take it to the sewing machine. So kind of just the same as the very first part was showed, except I added the little bit extra steps of cutting the things open and stuff, and the bottom open, and re-sewing it so that we can distress it. So you can pull on the threads, because this little kind of burlap sack is real easy to do that, or you can kind of open the end of your scissor blades and scrape along the edges and get that distressed look, get those threads kind of pulling out. Nice and easy, get it as distressed as you want it. That way it just kind of gives us that rustic kind of farmhouse look. Here's what it looks like when it's done. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the heart all the way around. All 3 hearts, actually all 6 hearts I ended up making. Sorry, I made 3 large that I'll do a design on, and 3 small that are just kind of decoration around the final project. And then 3 of the little pillows is what we're going to call them, the little square pillows. So before we move on to decorating our little hearts and pillows, welcome to my channel. Again, my name is Linda. I do all sorts of DIY home decor crafts, from farmhouse to rustic to primitive, and even paper crafts, as you'll see a little bit today. I post videos once a week, so go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video from me. If you're on Instagram, pop over and say hi. I'd love to see you there. And if you're looking for a little bit more inspiration, I do have a Facebook group. I'll have the link to Instagram and Facebook group in the description box. I hope to see you on Facebook as well. So for now, let's get on with our project. So here's what everything looks like when we're ready to go. Our 3 pillows, our 3 big hearts, and a couple of smaller, just decorative hearts to throw in the mix. First up, I'm going to show you the product we'll be using from Reneabouquets. These are beautiful board laser cut chipboard set of 4 lacy heart frames. This is beautiful board laser cut chipboard stackable heart borders. You get the little hearts to go with it. This is beautiful board laser cut chipboard circuit elements, fun to cut up for backgrounds. These are butterfly kisses single-sided, really cute. These are printed beautiful board white doves. I'm using the small size. These are butterfly flourishes. They come in a set of 4. I'll be using one of these. And these, all this chipboard, beautiful board laser cut chipboard, is the thickness of a nickel, you can see here, and both double-sided in the color. These are beautiful words, sweet as honey. I'm going to use medium set. These are new. These are beautiful beads, heart of glass. So pretty. This is beautiful words, happy Valentine's Day. Comes with the little hearts as well. These are Reneabouquets mulberry roses and leaves, the mini roses and leaves, black and true red. This is Gaudy Girl glitter glass in the diamond shade. These are beautiful bits, means they're small, called shabby hearts. Decorative clock hands that come in a set of 6, and yes, all these links will be down below in my description box. Couple other things for my supply I'll be using are these wood hearts and these wood dominoes. I'm going to use as little signs. So let's start with the pillows. Now when we do these pillows, I'm going to show you 2 options in design. One that's a little simpler, and one we're going to take up a level and add more embellishments. So on all my designs here today on both the pillows and the hearts, if I have any paper, I'm taking the open end of my scissor blades and scraping along the edges to give it a rustic look, as well as the fabric pieces. I'm going to be using some fabric pieces. I'm going to distress around the edges, and all my fabric pieces and my papers, of course, I took those to my sewing machine as well. So for a simpler design, even though the pillow's inside out, still has great color, we're going to add one of the Reneabouquets lacy heart frames. Going to be using Beacon Fabri-Tac glue today for all the projects. And I'll go ahead and glue the paper to my little domino tag here. And then I'll go ahead and glue the paper to my heart. I just traced around both of these to get my shape, of course. And I'm not going to glue this first part down because I will be using these pieces. This is a beautiful word I forgot to show you from Reneabouquets. It's love. I'm using the small size. So you have your heart down, you'd layer your little wood tag, you'd layer your little heart, you layer a love over the top, one of these beautiful bits, shabby hearts. And this, for a more simpler design, would be complete. Let's take it up a level. I'm going to use some fabric here. I'm going to layer one piece of fabric down. Now, if you don't want to use fabric, you could use paper here, and you could glue paper for your front. I'm going to glue a second piece of fabric down. And I have these cute little embellishments, a little tab and a little resin piece. I've got, you can get in scrapbooking section at the major stores, and of course a little piece of pom-pom trim. So I'm going to glue down this cute little tab. Super cute. I'm going to go ahead and glue down this pom-pom trim. And like I said, if you're using paper or one sheet of paper, you could just kind of glue these the same way. You can glue it right underneath your sheet of paper. Then I'm going to go ahead and glue down that beautiful board lacy heart frame. So I'm using the same elements, just adding a little bit more here. But you know, some people don't like as much embellishment, so I kind of wanted to give you 2 options for these pillows. Gluing down our little wood tag here. Go ahead and glue down our little heart. See, it looks the same. I'm going to glue down the love word. Again, these are beautiful words from Reneabouquets. Got it. Actually, it's not the small size. I'm using the mix pack. You get 4 sizes in the mix pack. It's a set of 4. Then I'm going to add this beautiful bits little Reneabouquets shabby heart right in that cute little tab there, metal tab. And I'm going to add this little resin corner. Again, you can find all these kind of cute little embellishments in the scrapbooking sections. And this is what it looks like. All right, let's move on to our next one. This is the simple version if you want to use paper. I've also got a large wood heart here, a piece of fabric, or you can cut paper here. And I've got a piece of twine. You can lay that right on top. Going to use one of these butterfly flourishes from Reneabouquets. Just layer that under the heart. I'm going to add some of the true red and black mulberry roses from Reneabouquets, and then the cute butterfly kiss. So this would be your more simpler version, nice and easy. Let's take it up a level. I'm adding some felt behind my heart. I cut 2 pieces because it's kind of thin, and I cut it smaller, as you can see, for the heart. Now, if you cut paper or fabric on the heart, what I did is trace the wood heart, then I drew a new perimeter about a 1/4 inch in all the way around and traced that out for my pattern to get a little bit of that wood heart showing around my fabric or your paper piece if you want it. So gluing down my little felt hearts here, and then I'm going to glue my fabric heart right on top. Remember, we're taking this up a level. And by gluing the felt down first, and I glue my fabric heart on top, if you're going to use paper, you might not want to use the felt underneath. It might be a little hard to do this part. And then I'm just pressing my fabric around that felt. So it kind of gives it a little puffy look like this. Really cute. Okay, then I'm going to glue down. I'm going to again use fabric for this part here. I'm going to do 2 pieces of fabric. I usually like to do a couple pieces just to give it that layering texture. I've got a piece of ribbon here, just a ribbon from my supply. I'm going to layer it on the left side. Go ahead and glue down this great big heart. Add this cute little butterfly flourish, beautiful board, laser cut chipboard. Adding a wood tag here, and I've just traced it and covered it with paper, traced a pattern with paper, covering it there. Probably came out funny, but gluing my twine bow on there, again using the same pieces, gluing down my Reneabouquets mulberry flowers, going to glue down my little butterfly, and then I've got a wood word from my stash. I'm going to glue this right on top of that wood tag, and this one is done. All right, we're going to move on to the last one. You can layer 2 pieces of paper here. This is the more simple design. Again, a wood tag. I've traced and cut out some paper to fit the wood tag, which is just for my supply, so you cover it. And again, I'm going to cover my little wood heart. I'm going to use another wood heart on this one. Just like that. Red and white twine bow, and then I've got a sticker you can just glue onto some cardboard. I do this for stability. I glue it, and then of course I sew it because I like to sew, and you just lay it right on top of the heart, and this more simpler version would be complete. So let's take it up a level. I'm adding, of course, a couple pieces of fabric here, actually 3 layers here of fabric, just to give it a little more dimension. I've got some heart or some wings here I've made with a wing mold from my supply and air dry clay. I love this. I sit and just make all these little wings and then let them dry, and I've got a whole thing of them. Going to use that wood tag. Before I was going to glue that wood tag down, I decided those wings are kind of thick, so I'm using some black cardboard here, and I'm adding 3 layers right at the bottom of that tag so that when I glue the tag on the wings, it lays nice and level. And then I've got another cute little tag here out of my supply. I'm just going to add that to the right side. Add our little wood heart, the twine bow, a cute little shabby heart from Reneabouquets. Get it into spot and move this little heart up. This is just a little metal word from my supply. Going to add that in, or you could do like a word sticker or something, and then I'm going to use that other word sticker here that I showed earlier on the more simple design and layer that down here at the bottom. And then this is some cute ribbon I just thought would be fun out of my supply. Put this down at the bottom, and that makes this cute pillow complete. So now let's move on with our hearts. I'm only going to show you one design on these because I think they're all fairly simple. I'm using this Reneabouquets Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard stackable heart border, and I'm just cutting it to size to fit one of my hearts. And then I again have some more of this pom-pom trim, and I'm just going to glue it right up under that cute little stackable heart border and glue it kind of right to it. This is just a word here, a cute little thing I cut off of some paper. It was like a calendar paper, whatever, so I cut out the word February, layering that right on top, and then adding some of the Reneabouquets roses, again, red and black. Yes, I'm back to the red and black. Adding a red twine bow, one of Renee's, the little hearts from the stackable heart border, and then I've got, again, another little word sticker here on cardboard. Distressing it, and I'll glue that on, and that makes this one complete. See, nice and easy. Let's move on to our next heart. Got a little red and white bow here. This is a woodward out of my supply. It says romance, of course, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. And then I'm going to use one of the beautiful words, the Sweetest Honey set I showed you. I'm going to use the word sweet out of it. Going to glue this on so our little title on this heart will say Sweet Romance. Again with some flowers. And you could even use Sweet as Honey on there. I mean, that is super cute for Valentine's. But I just kind of wanted to split it up a little bit because I like the different font variations here. Adding our flowers. And then I'm going to add in, this is just a little key from my supply. I'm going to tuck it up underneath the flowers. And then I'm going to add the printed Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard White Dove right at the center of the bow. And then I'm going to use these cute, beautiful beads, hearts of glass. And yes, they really are glass. And using this clear glue, you don't even see the glue beneath the hearts. And then that will make this heart complete. Again, nice and easy. Let's move on to our last heart. All these hearts later, I'm going to add some of that Reneabouquets glitter glass to it just to give it a little shine, and I'll show you that on just one heart. Adding this beautiful board circuit elements, and remember I showed you it came in one sheet, so it's great to cut it all up. Adding a little tag here, and now I'm taking this piece of paper and adding it again to one of those little domino tags, and we'll go ahead and glue that on. Then I'm going to glue on my little paper to my heart. Going to add the Reneabouquets Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard decorative clock hands just to kind of simulate time and romance. Glue our little wood heart over the top. This is just a cute little ephemera piece. I cut off some paper, says wishes, and this is another little ephemera strip that came off some paper. I'm just cutting out the words that I want. And I'm going to glue that right underneath the wishes. Add a little white twine bow at the bottom here. And then I've got this little metal arrow. I'm going to just glue this right down underneath that bow. And that makes this one complete. Nice and easy. Now we're going to add our glitter glass here in just a moment. I'm going to show you how I do it. And again, just show you on one heart. I like this mixed media. It's a 3D matte gel. Using the diamond glitter glass. You could use like the Beacon Fabri-Tac glue or any glue as long as it's clear. And I just take my paintbrush and I dip it into my gel that I have here, and then I pour the glitter glass on top, and then I turn it over and I shake off the excess. And I usually kind of do it in a triangular pattern. As you can see here, I put a little bit at the bottom, some at the right, some at the left, shake off the excess. I'll do that on all three hearts, and you'll see how they look at the end. But I do the same process on all three and adds just that little romantic glitter to it. Now I've decided I'm going to use Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color drop cloth. I had these X and O in my stash, wood XO, and I'm just using my pouncy brush and pouncing on one coat all the way around, because I just thought it'd be fun to kind of throw these into the final ensemble as everything is put together. Once I get it painted and everything's dry, I'll go ahead and do a little sanding on it to give it that little bit of a rustic farmhouse look. So I'll show you a little bit of that. So you could totally like skip this step and not use these letters, but I have had these things in my supply for years, and I came across them when I was pulling stuff out for this project. I'm like, I'm going to use them. They don't even fit in the box I end up using, but here they are, rustic and farmhouse, and they're going. So here's the wood box I have. I needed a bigger size, but I'm going with what I have. Going to use this beautiful words, Happy Valentine Day sentiment from Reneabouquets, and these cute bulb pins you can find at Walmart, and I'm just pinning them. I tore a 1-inch strip of fabric, tied into a bow. I'm pinning the sentiment to the front of this, and then I'm going to glue this onto the front of the box. And when this is glued on, this project is complete. So I really hope you enjoyed this project today. Aren't these pillows adorable? And the hearts are just so romantically pretty. Yes, even farmhouse and rustic can be romantic and pretty. Please leave me a comment down below, and this is a 2-part comment. I'm curious if you would do just all hearts or all pillows for this project, or a combination of both. And did you like the more simple design in the pillows? This is part 2. Or did you like the more embellished design? Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow. And remember, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video from me. Also remember, I'll have the links to all the product I use from Reneabouquets in the description box, as well as all the links to everything Reneabouquets. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.